Hey, this is Evan, and I'm here with Allison and Jamie from The Kills. How's it going, guys?
Hi, I'm
Thanks.
good. Thank you.
So, your album's been out for a little while, Midnight Boom.
Yep.
Tell me about the title. What does it mean to you? Now that the album's out there and the public's got a hold of it, does the title change for you in meaning at all, or?
No. I know. I mean, it's still kind of the same thing. I mean, it's the way that it was written, and probably mostly the way that we live and the way that it's like it's better to play at 3:30 in the morning than at 3:30 in the afternoon. But we'll see how it goes.
Cool. So tell me about the writing process. Has it changed from album to album? Because it seems like there's a different sound in this one than what from we're used to from you guys.
Well, it changes from song to song. You know, we never write the same way, really. We always wanted that to be a factor where there's no routine to it. There's no code. We just sort of take any way of writing a song. We'll do it. You know, whether it's sitting in a bar or sitting with a guitar. You know, it doesn't really matter. There's definitely no kind of routine for it. But with this record, I mean, it was just we just became really aware that there were so many guitar bands that were quite sort of retro, and it seemed like guitar music was always gravitating back to the 70s and rehashing 60s and 70s songs. And we just wanted to make a record that was sort of ugly and that was now, and that reflected that 2008 really. So we made an ugly record.
Oh, come on. It's
No,
not
I mean in the sense that there's no like, you know, when people go into the studio and try and get like a guitar tone, it's always based on some 70s guitar tone or 60s guitar tone. And now, we sort of deliberately tried to make it sound horrible. Really, it's sort of synthetic, and there's none of that sort of warm 70s guitar tone. I think we felt like we wanted to dispense of it, because people talk about rock and roll as if they own it, and it's not really there anymore. And I sort of wanted to try and push something different.
And speaking of something different, a lot of times, when you listen to the album and then you come check out a show, the song sounds completely different because it's always evolving, always changing.
Yeah.
Is that part of the process?
I love that. When I was a kid and went to see bands, I was never one of those people that wanted to go and see a well-rehearsed band. I wanted to see strings breaking and fights breaking out and people falling over, and I wanted to see the sort of real chaos of a band, because that's what excited me. It was always the attitude of the people playing the music, not the songs itself. I never really got off on those bands that sound like, it sounds just like the record. Because I like my bedroom. If I want to hear, a band that sounds like the record, I'll just sit in my bedroom and listen to the record.
Right. So tell me about "You Are a Fever." Tell me about that song, because that was like the first song that you put out over in England.
Yeah.
And it's just now filtering into here. Is there a story behind that song at all, or?
Well, that was one of yours that you had kind of secretly locked away in the back room at the studio. He was working on it. I think that was the first song that we did that we felt like that was really different than anything we'd done. And it kind of set us off to do more things, that we weren't used to. So it was quite exciting. That was a real turning point, writing that song.
Yeah, and in that time between No Wow and writing Midnight Boom, we got a lot of letters and stuff from people, and it was like I started really sensing that we'd done a lot of things to stop it being a media buzz thing, because when we first started it was like we were like a buzz band, and the media jumped on it, and we sort of ran away from all that. Really wanted to be a band that built up a following and was kind of operated outside of all that nonsense. So in a way, You Are a Fever was an ode to those people. It was like a sort of gang mentality song where it was like, this is your family, and this is like, it was like we were like a midnight gang, and You Are a Fever was a sort of ode to that, really.
Now, is that your favorite song to play live, or as you play the material for the last few months, what's been your favorite one to rock out?
I think it changes every night. Sometimes it's old songs, it's whatever. I don't know. There's not a favorite. Right now, Getting Down, we just started playing that, so that's always really exciting when it comes up in the set for us to play, because we haven't played it so many times.
Is there any chance there might be a DVD coming out anytime soon, so people who haven't been able to see a show can get the full view of what a Kill show is like?
Well, I don't know. I mean, we're kind of living in a time where there's no need, isn't there? Everyone films everything and puts it on YouTube or on the internet, so it's not very hard to find out what we're like when we play. It's much better to come to a show, I think, to get the full idea. But we don't really have plans to doing that. But you never know. Stranger things have happened.
So what's next for you guys? Obviously, you're out on tour right now, including the album.
We're doing a few shows.
yeah.
We're playing in Toledo tomorrow, and then we go to Canada for a little bit, and then over to Japan, and then it's just festivals really all this summer. Just
Yeah.
playing festivals, and then we go back on the road properly in September, and like probably until spring next year, Coachella or something like that.
No, the next thing we're doing in America is September with Raconteurs. We're doing it 3 weeks with them, so it's really going to be exciting. It'll be fun.
What do you prefer more, doing festivals like this or doing, club shows?
Club shows, but there's a good side to all of it. It's like club shows that can get a little bit tedious every single night without ever a break. But festivals can be great because I think it's cool. There's a lot of kids that don't, come from all over to come to these things that don't necessarily get to see these bands in their towns when they come through. If they're living in small towns and they can't. So I think it's a great thing, festivals, for that reason. People get to see bands for the first time ever, and you can feel that energy.
Yeah.
But, it is sunny and it is the middle of the day. We're outside. I mean, are we outside?
I mean, club shows tend to be much more anarchic, and you can sort of set the boundaries yourself. Whereas, I think festivals have become a lot more square. Especially in America, I have to say, they've become a lot more square. It's sort of, I remember like when I was a kid going to gigs, and you'd feel like, how do they let you do this? How is this legal? It was just so like crazy, and you felt like anything could happen. Nowadays, it's so much more sort of cotton wool. Headline band goes on at 8 o'clock. Everyone's home, like escorted home, and you're not allowed to drink here. You're not allowed to smoke here, and I think it's a lot more. The experience is a lot different now. It's a lot more square, but I still like it.
Awesome. Thanks so much for hanging out with us, guys.
Well,
Midnight
thank you.
Boom out in stores now. Take care.
Thank you.
Thank you.